We're live.
Hello.
I mean, is this our first live 2025? Is
I think
it?
it is.
My God. Oh
How is
my
that possible?
goodness. Well, hello, people. I think this is our first live of 2025. It might not, but it seems like it is. And today we have the fabulous Claire.
Hello. Hello.
I mean, you're a pro at this now. You do your own lives, and we've done loads of lives, haven't we, over the past few years?
It's actually really funny you say that because I used to be just frozen with terror at even the thought of getting on Zoom with you a few years ago. And now it's just like, oh, where's the link? Click. Oh, who are we talking to? Who's out there? Isn't it funny what you get used to and how you grow, I suppose. But yes.
Yeah, something that seems, because for people who are watching this, some of you might be sat thinking, I wish I had the confidence, excuse me, to do a live, and then frightened to get visible and do a live. And then we were like that at first, right?
Oh yeah. I used to, the very first time I ever tried to do, I would record the videos to upload so that I could do it like 10 times and delete and record and delete and record and delete. And the first time you just get over that and you just go live and people see that you're just a person and they're a person and you trust that you'll say something that helps someone, or, it's just, it's
Yeah,
actually very freeing, isn't it?
it is. And you just turn up, go live, say what you got to say. Like you say, trust the right person will hear it, and then that's that. So for any of you who are wanting to go live and afraid to get visible, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become, and then you just turn up. You don't even know what you're talking about. You just start riffing, and all is well. So,
well, can I let them in on a secret that like I didn't even know what you were going to talk to me about today? I just showed up and I'm like, oh, what are we doing?
I mean, I still don't think we do, right? No, I'm joking.
No.
We do have an idea.
Yeah, we do. So hopefully, yes.
Anyway, so what we are going to talk to you about is, so Claire, well, we've been in each other's world for ages, but actually in each other's world from a mindset, spiritual, limitless point of view. And we wanted to come and talk to you about how she started off this year attracting dream clients in January and is now on an upward trajectory. Is that a word? I haven't been drinking, honestly. Yes, she's now on this phase. You didn't get to January and sit down and go, oh, what am I going to do in 2025? All right, let's start going out there. Let's start sowing some seeds. Let's start planting some seeds and see if I can then get some clients. No, they're already in the bag, right?
They're there. Yes. And it's funny, actually. One of them came in on New Year's Eve when we were, hello, Wendy, my parents were here, we were celebrating New Year's Eve, and I get, a notification, new client. And I'm like, whoa, 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
I mean,
that's
yes.
not working, is it? When you've got a glass of champagne in your hand and you're popping the streamers and everything. So yes. And I think you haven't asked me how I started January with my dream clients and with everything after, but I presume you want to know where it all started. And it really did start last year with the work I was doing on a weekly, monthly basis with you in Limitless. And the practices that I've gotten into to keep myself focused on where the business is going, knowing that it's not always like you wake up tomorrow and it's there. There has to be kind of planning that goes into it, while also releasing some of the reins to how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So, I mean, I know we started in December really thinking through, how do I want my 2025 to look? On December 31st, 2025, what do I want to be saying to myself? I've written a letter to myself from that place. And because I had already pictured myself on December 31st, 2025, knowing how I want the year to end, then I was able to start putting things into place in December 2024 and early January, and I'm still doing it, so that can happen. And I think that the thing that surprises a lot of people is it's not all just that old hustle, move, drive, push, force things either. It is decide what it is, get into the energy of what it is I want, really start feeling into the types of clients, the types of business, the types of experiences I want to have in my world, and start feeling into that and picturing it every day.
Yeah. Sorry, they talk about real life. The dogs just decide to come in the room and, when dogs start scratching a wool carpet to try and make the carpet different so they can lie down, but all he's doing is scratching up the
it's ruining your carpet. And then
that's not so much. I'm just wondering, can people hear the dog scratching the carpet? Hopefully not. So what you are saying, what I'm hearing is, this is about attraction, like you said, attracting in clients rather than getting them is one thing you said, like forcing yourself, attracting them in. So one of it is like the energy, the state that you are in to attract them. And the other thing is the work's continuous. We plant the seeds, right? We'll plant the seeds, and then they start to flourish. But we don't plant the seeds on the 1st of January. And then, this may happen. It must be a really strong seed if we plant it on the 1st of January and then the client pops up on the 2nd. Like a really good seed. And that can happen. And
it can happen.
It's about continuous work.
And the continuous work that I've learned, and I've learned it from you, from Donna, from continuously doing this work for myself, and being able to share it with clients and share it with loved ones and family members, is every day it's about my frequency, it's about my energy, it's about how I intend to show up that day. Who do I want to show up as? How do I want to feel that day? Rather than having things happen at me and to me, it's about how do I want to go into this day, no matter what's happening around me? How do I want to feel and experience, and what do I want to bring to me? And frequency first is like the first thing that comes in my head. And you and Donna preach it. It's the first thing that comes into my head in the morning after I say thank you, and I smile because I've learned to do that from you too. It's how do I want to show up today? What is my intention of the day? How do I want to feel today? And what do I want to bring to me? And then be ready to receive it. And to a lot of people, this sounds like, I think, very woo and easy, and where's the strategy behind it? The strategy actually comes once you get into the frequency, because the ideas come, and they call this person, launch this product, do this thing, have this meeting. All of that comes once you get in that place.
Yeah. It's where you take inspired action from, right? Because you're in the right state. And like you just said there, no matter what's happening in your physical reality, what's going on around you, it's still our role to get into the right frequency. Because quite often what happens, right, shit's going down in our lives, and then we're like, oh, well, I was in a really positive mood, I did my affirmations, I did my gratitude, I got up, I was feeling really positive, and then the shit's hit the fan, and now I'm on a Debbie Downer, and now I'm never going to get any clients, I may as well just go back and get a job, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, who's ever said that themselves? And that's when the frequency first comes back in, right? Because we're not then attracting clients when we're in that state. We are then, well, one, we're probably not going to get any, but if we're trying to force hustle, going, it's not working, I've done my manifestation list and things aren't happening, that's because you're not in the right vibe.
Right. And you said something, I was part of a challenge you recently did, and I don't know what day it was. You said something that was brilliant, that was so simple and resonated, and I think it'll resonate with other people. When we talk about frequency first, and we talk about getting in the right vibe, and you used an analogy of, I think, like a nightclub, right? Do you remember that? And it was like going out. If you we've all gone out to bars and nightclubs, I think most of us, right, with the intention of attracting someone attractive. And if you didn't go out, looking your best, if you go out with that, like, I've got this, like, this is going to be a good night, I'm going to have a good time, you love the music, that's attractional, right? If you went and you hadn't done your hair, and you had your old slobby clothes on, and you were just sort of sitting in the corner, not going to attract anything until 2 o'clock in the morning, probably,
And
right?
it's
But no,
you.
yeah. But it was funny that the analogy of putting yourself out there as who you want to be and what you want to attract. We've all done that in aspects of our lives that don't relate to business and work, and we've seen it happen. If you're in the grocery store and you talk to the person who's having a bad day, and you ask how they are and you use their name, all of a sudden they smile, the whole interaction changes, right? You feel the energy shift. And it's the same for business. It's the same for clients. It's the same for if you're not in business for yourself and you go to work and you've got a boss and you've got people who report to you. It's the same for all of it. It's what you want to put out and then receive back.
Yeah.
And I think the scary thing, but the amazing thing is, it's all down to you.
Yes.
All your responsibility.
Yes. And we talked about that in the Get Unfucked challenge as well, about responsibility, right? Radical responsibility. And so you have invested in yourself, over the years, to expand your consciousness, to expand your mindset, to expand your business, to expand your life and create the life that you have. And one of the things that you've invested in is limitless, right? So, because Donna and I can talk about limitless till the cows come home and say how good it is. This is why we like to come on with you guys who are part of the program, so that for people who are watching this, who are ready for more, ready for expansion, ready to become limitless, they get an understanding of what the program is about and what they get from it. So, like, what do you get from limitless, being in limitless?
Well, I just re-signed up because my thing had come to an end, and so I'm back in, and it felt amazing to say that. And it would have felt I think I would have had a bereavement had I left the group, right? It wasn't it's not, I couldn't imagine leaving the group. So what I get from it is, and it's so funny, I was listening to something the other day that said, also surround yourself with people who are where you want to be or going where you want to go, right? And it elevates you because you get ideas, you hear what they're doing, you're in that collective energy. So I think one of the biggest things, this group of people that you've attracted that have come into your world in the limitless space, in this mastermind that we're in, they're all different backgrounds, all different businesses, all different walks of life, but we really have this collective energy of growth and expansion and wanting to help each other. It's what are we? We're a pantheon, we're a tribe, we're a coven, we're everything, right?
Unicorn
And
blessing.
I know, yes, I have this group of women. I know if I need something, even if it's 5 o'clock in the morning, because someone somewhere in the world is up, I can pop it in this thread we're in, and I'm going to get some response and some support and some guidance. So that in and of itself is amazing. These are women from all walks of life. The coaching and the goal setting, we've got that in a couple of hours here, and I'm excited to set goals for February. The teaching, the people you and Donna bring in every month to teach us what we get from you, the accountability. We have weekly accountability. The number of times I've not been feeling it and not wanted to show up for that accountability call, but I got my bum here and I got on, and by the end of it, everything had shifted for me and I was able to go about my day in a completely different space. All of those resources you provide, but not to mention, we get to have one-to-ones with you that always just seem to hit the nail on the head for what I need in that moment. Me and you have been on calls where I've said, had we talked last week, we would have been talking about something completely different. But right now, today, I needed to hear this. And I think I've got a unique perspective on it than a lot of the ladies that have been in Limitless for a long time or are new to it. in that I was working with you and Donna before there was Limitless, before there was real programs in place. I was doing this work with you and Donna. And I'll be honest, back then I took it a little bit for granted. Like you were just kind of, sort of good at what you did and you were there helping and it would see what happened, right? And I didn't like some of the things you talked to me about, and I didn't like some of the things it brought up, and I had reactions to a lot of things it brought up, and I pushed back against a lot. And this was what, 6 years in the making, right? And then I came into the program that was Elite back then and worked with you in that program. And then I took a hiatus because I felt like I needed to see if there were other people out there that I wanted to, and I hired coaches in between being with you and Donna in the program. I hired coaches. I spent a lot of money on other coaches who were fabulous. And I got knowledge and I learned terminology and I learned skills. But if I look back, and I tell this to all of the ladies in Limitless, if I look back and if I were to chart out monumental shifts that have happened in my life, personal life, our family life, in business, financially, the big quantum shifts happened when I was in the program working with you and Donna. The gaps in between were nice gaps. The big quantum shifts I experienced happened when I work with you. And I tell the ladies in there and they're like, and I was like, I can chart it back. It's like eerie. So that now I know not to waste my time elsewhere, getting distracted, right? Because I don't want to have those gaps. I want the quantum shifts.
Wow. I love that. Absolutely love. And that isn't a coincidence. Not a coincidence. It's not just luck. No. It's a thing. I was going to say it's magic. Which magic? The coven. This is how the coven works. No, only joking. It's about consciousness, expansion, frequency first, all the things that we teach and absorb and practice, right? So love that. What better? The monumental shifts, quantum shifts you've experienced in your life have been whilst you have been in Elite and also in Limitless, which is absolutely phenomenal. So if you're watching this and you would like quantum shifts, if you would like monumental transformation in your life, you heard from Claire, this is that, then we are actually going to be opening the door soon for Limitless again. So anyone who wants more information on Limitless, then DM us, get in touch with us. If you've got any questions, you want to ask us anything on Instagram, now is your time to TO, not number 2.com, and we are here at your service. But doors are opening. Who wants some more Limitlessness?
And it's funny, since you changed the name to Limitless, I hear Limitless everywhere. And when I hear the word, like I feel like I belong to it. It belongs to me. Like I feel like I am part of it. And it can be something completely unrelated. It could be in a movie and I hear Limitless and I feel like I'm part of something. And the one thing you just said, for anyone who's interested, and obviously reach out to me if you want to like talk about my experience more. But I also know and trust, the other ladies who are in there know and trust that the right people come as well. So if there's the stirring in you that you feel like it might be right for you, it most likely is. So trust in that.
Yeah.
And learn from my experience where I pushed back and resisted and thought I knew better and thought and just take the leap of faith with it. I don't think there is one woman who has been in our group who has regretted being part of it.
No.
If anything, there's the sadness when you leave and the desire to want to stick around.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. What's the one thing a piece of advice you would give following this conversation to anyone who is watching, listening?
So I would say spend a few minutes quietly to yourself, just asking yourself, and I've learned this again from you, you have the answers, right? So ask yourself, the question, like, what is it I want? What do I think would be the next right move for me? What feels right? And keep asking that question. Listen to the answers that come. They might not come right away, but they will come. And then take action on them. So if it is like, oh, I'm going to ping Claire and ask her, I'm going to call Cheryl, I'm going to do a little bit more digging in that. Great. If it's working in another program, then that's what you're being called to do. But trusting in the guidance that you get, but you've got to ask the questions and you've got to take the time to listen. Most of us don't take that time.
Love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking me to come and chat about it. And I'm excited. In an hour and a half, I get to plan some more goodness.
Yes, we're going to be talking about February. What are we creating in February? What are we manifesting in February? It's going to be fabulous.
What are we receiving?
What are we receiving? All the things. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, you want to know more about how to become limitless, you can DM me on Facebook, you can DM me on LinkedIn, you can DM me on Insta. Just send a ping, people, send a ping. And we will actually be back live again later on this week with another one of our limitless soul sister unicorns. I think it's Thursday at lunchtime, so tune in. But thank you, Claire.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And thank you for letting me be part of your world and for everything you've done for me. I owe a lot to you and Donna. Heartfelt thanks for everything.
Thank you. Right, guys, we will see you very soon. Thanks for watching.